It's good to have you on the show once again. This is Omobola Stephen, you're also on Live Well Lived. Live Well Lived is the self-improvement and personal development podcast with the occasion of expert and professionals who come to share disruptive mindshift podcast content on any topics on the personal development and self-improvement. I'm happy to have Gael Wood on the show today. Gael Wood is an author and an entrepreneur. Welcome to Live Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Gael Wood.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Great to have you on the show, Gael Wood. Now, Gael Wood is an entrepreneur, as I said earlier. She helps people shift their beliefs, declutter anything that's no longer serving them, while they take action to create the business and like the desire. Now, I'm looking forward to your professional insight on today's topic of discussion, especially when we want to focus on personal development in general. Now, Gael, how can people declutter amidst a chaotic environment they find themselves?
How can they declutter what?
How can people declutter themselves amidst the chaotic environment they find themselves?
Yes. So, we pick up things our whole lives from the minute we're learning to walk and talk from our parents. They say, oh, be quiet. No, we pick up so many things, and all of that, we're carrying that around with us. All of those belief systems and things that we think, this is the way it is. And what I like to do is question everything. Is that belief serving me? Do I truly believe that? Or did I just pick that up somewhere along the way and integrate it? It can be really surprising where some of these sneaky little beliefs can come from that hold us back from shining our light, from taking a risk, from doing the things that we wish to do. So I think it's a fun process to dig into that stuff and to say, you know what, I'm not going to believe that anymore. I used to believe that, and now I'm going to believe something else. And it can take a while when we pick a new belief. We can fall back and still that old belief will keep popping up. But if we stick with it and keep moving forward, we can develop new belief systems that serve us better, that help us to do the things that we want to do.
All right. Now, so why a scheduled declutter? Why would you recommend it for your clients?
Oh, a scheduled declutter. That's another one. The main reason I hear that people aren't taking action is I don't have enough time. I would write a book, but I don't have time. I would take these classes, but I don't have time. So when we can really look at how we spend our time, we can find the time that we need to do the things that we want to do. And it's often one that we're wasting time. We all waste time in some areas. But the other thing is, especially like you and I are moms, sometimes we're doing things for many years and we don't realize, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. My child's 12, they can pack their own lunch. Little things like that can really add up when you start looking at where your time's going. I realized all kinds of little things that I thought were nothing, an extra trip to the store, driving to the bank for my husband, lots of little things. But when I added up that 30 minutes a week plus 15 minutes a week over months and even years, I thought I've spent 12 days of my life driving to the bank. and when you think of it that way, you're like, why am I doing this? There's an app for that. And part of that was, just sometimes we feel like, oh, well, learning to use that new tool that's going to help me save time is too time consuming. But when we look at the big picture and add up the time it'll save over the years, then we think, okay, I can spend 2 or 3 hours learning how to use this new system, or learning how to order my groceries online, or something that maybe we've kind of been putting off.
Right. I'd like you to talk about priorities here. I'm talking about scheduling our priorities, right? We're in a chaotic world, right? An ever dynamic world. So talk about scheduling your priorities.
Yeah, so
priorities. How easy can one do that, right? And in the sense that you can be able to focus on what is truly important.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a matter of just kind of going day by day. Different priorities will kind of rise to the top. I mean, if I'm teaching a class and that class is in 2 days, well, preparing for that class, of course, becomes the priority of that day. But I think what's really important too is to realize what things are generally not priorities. And for me, that's administrative work, checking emails, maybe paying the bills. These are not priorities over my writing or preparing for classes or even, doing my marketing activities. Those things do have to get done. But I would say if we start doing those things first, we can often waste our whole day on the little things and never get to the big things. So it's like, figure out your big priorities for the day. I like to pick my top 3 for the day. Like if I got nothing else done today, what are the 3 things I really need to do? And then do those first, because sometimes after lunch, the day falls apart.
Right.
The house breaks or the kid gets sick. So if you can just, put your first priorities first. I love to even do my writing and a few things like before the rest of my house even wakes up. I get up early. I have my time to plan my day. And sometimes I'll jump into a project and use that early morning time really effectively. So that's a matter of figuring out what's going to work for you.
That's right. So I think it's a very, very personal stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Gail, what are some of the healthy lifestyle habits that we can adopt every day? It's not easy to adopt this lifestyle, but we need to do that in order to find equilibrium, right? And also to attain, an optimum life that we truly desire. In this chaotic world, I will always emphasize that because this is just a reality we have to face. So what are some of the healthy lifestyles that we can adopt, going by your professional expertise? And if you'd like to share your personal experience, in regards to this.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear the question.
All right, no worries. I wanted to ask you, what are some of the healthy lifestyle habits that we can adopt every day? Because the reality is that we are in a chaotic environment,
Yes.
chaotic world. So we need healthy lifestyles, right? That can help us to achieve an optimum life that we really desire. So I'd like you to share your professional expertise and also your personal experience if you do have in this regard.
Yeah, so lifestyle things, I think some of the most important ones for me are to not look at my phone for the first few hours of the day. And that one is something that, I'm a work in progress, but the days where I don't look at my phone until 9 or 10 a.m. are my best days, because
wow.
And some days I end up with my, checking, I'll hear it and I'll look at it and it'll be, I have a couple of virtual assistants and they're messaging me. And then all of a sudden I'm kind of in the chaos of the day where I just need, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, if I can do my creative work first, if I can really do my planning and really spend some time motivating myself. So that's something I do, daily. If I have a problem, I try to work through that problem in my journal. Like, what's really going on here? Why am I feeling stuck? I do affirmations and review my goals and things like that. And so doing those things, it just makes a huge difference. And I can tell when I spend a few days and don't do those things.
Right.
So I don't feel good.
Yeah, no, this is really personal, Gail. Like for me, as you just said, like for me, I can wake up early in the morning like that, and I can, get to some messages on my mailbox on my phone, right? I think that I'm programming, right, a mindset has a lot to do with it and our programming, right? Sometimes I see messages about through my mailbox and I see important messages that I can attend to at that point. But because I've already told myself that this is not important at this time, so I can just ignore it and attend to stuff that are important. So there is a personal, I think it's really personal here, but so we just have to find a way around things and just ensure at the end of the day that things really work the way we wanted it to be.
Yeah. And it's not about, to me, it's not about those emails not being important.
That's right.
It's that they're going to be just as important at 10 a.m. as they are at 7 a.m.
Right.
So, and we're in a world where it's like, we can just be reacting all day long. And when we're reacting, we're not being proactive.
That's right.
So it's just something, like everybody's got to set up their own systems that work for them. I keep my phone across the house in the kitchen when I go to bed at night. But that's because I know my husband's got his phone. So emergencies are handled. He would get an emergency call.
All right. That's true. We need to also understand, the environment we find ourselves. That's really important.
Mm-hmm. Right. Not everybody can be without their phone like that.
Sure. Like my husband is always with his phone 24 hours because his business demands that. Yeah. So I quite understand. So, Gael, how can we cultivate an attitude of gratitude?
This is one of my favorite topics. So I actually wrote a book, The Gratitude Habit. So, and I'd love to send you a copy if you want one. But years ago, I was having just a really hard time in my life. And I just started trying to think of things I was grateful for. I was like, I have to shift my energy. I have to get up and go to work. And I found that thinking of things I was grateful for, just raised my energy just a little bit. I couldn't sleep at night. I was so stressed out. And I thought, well, I'm just going to think of things I'm grateful for. Since I can't sleep anyway, I might as well think of things I'm grateful for. But then I found like that would calm me down and I would be able to fall asleep. So I just got into this habit that whenever things get stressful, I just try to find the gratitude in that situation. So this morning I'm having some problem in my business where I sell certain products on a payment plan. Well, then I wake up and I see, people's payments aren't going through and I'm getting stressed out. I'm like, why aren't they paying? What's going on? It could be something as simple as, they had to change their debit card number. And a lot of times it is something like that. And all we need to do is email and they straighten it out. So, but it's easy to flip into that kind of stressed out mode of they're not paying. They're trying to not pay. And I just was kind of stomping around my house, stressing out, but trying, I was mad about it. And I thought, wait, stop. I was like, you know what? I'm really grateful for the people that are making their payments. I'm really grateful. I have a virtual assistant who's going to meet with me this morning and we're going to make a plan on how to handle the situation. And I don't have to handle it all by myself, so I just found the things to be grateful for in that situation. And I was like, well, I'm grateful that this will help me get my system set up and things like that. So I just think there's always something we can be grateful for. And I have found that like when things start going wrong, I'm like, okay, I just get grateful. So,
right. And I think really it's very important for us to develop a mindset. Yeah. I think mindset also comes to play here, right? We need to develop the mindset of gratitude, right? Mm-hmm. And also positive outlook. Because I quite understand that giving thanks or saying say gratitude help one through at times. Do you agree to this? Yeah, I know you will.
Definitely. And humans have what's called a negativity bias. Like we just generally see kind of the bad stuff more than we see the good stuff. It's just how our brains are wired. I think it goes back to I don't know, the caveman days where we had to look out for tigers or something.
Right.
And so it's just easy to kind of be like, oh, I have to go to the store and I have to pay the bills and I have to do all this stuff, instead of thinking like, I get to go to the store and buy groceries. How lucky am I that I get to, take my car to the shop and get it fixed? This is stuff other people can't do.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
and then from that place of having that grateful attitude, it's expansive, and when you're there, you're going to attract people that want to spend time with you. You're going to attract new opportunities. And
that's right. Positive attracts, law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, I love it. I love it. And again, nobody's perfect. I have to work on it every day.
Yeah, it should be in the habit. It should be in the habit and also a lifestyle that we need to cultivate. That's truly very important, right?
Exactly.
It's not easy, but it's worth it at the end of the day. Now, so how does the person take an action when they are scared, right? I know this is really general right now because I'm also, it also happens to me, right? Do you have any personal experience?
Oh my gosh, yes, so much.
You'd like to share this with you?
So one of my go-to things when I'm scared is to really think about, okay, if I do this thing I'm scared of, what's the worst thing that could happen? Because usually we're making a bigger deal of it than it is. If I do that interview or make that Facebook Live video and I look like a complete idiot and I mess the whole thing up, like what's the worst thing that would happen? A few people see it, maybe they make a rude comment. Like we often just build stuff up bigger than it is. Even big decisions like quitting your job to go all in on your business. I'll really think, what's the worst thing that could happen? I could lose my house. And I go through all these things that could happen. And then I'm like, would I be okay with that? And how would I handle it? And when I kind of make that plan, like, first of all, it's highly unlikely that I would lose my house because I'd probably go get another job first. But it's like our minds want to convince us that like we're going to die. And that's how we feel. And when we can really just put logic on it, like the worst thing that's going to happen is, maybe you'll lose some money. You might have to owe the bank and pay it back, or you might have to go get another job if it doesn't work out. And when we put those things in perspective and we think, well, am I willing to do that? Would that be okay with me? Then we can often kind of get over that fear of, what, I faced the worst thing that can happen and I've decided I'm okay with it. So that might have been more dramatic than you were thinking of.
Right. So Gail, now you're trying to tell us that we can take a risk, right?
Yeah.
But calculated risk, right?
Yeah. And we often overestimate the risk, the level of risk. Like publishing a blog post, very low level risk, but we will sometimes procrastinate on it for months.
Sure.
So I think putting that into perspective and then saying, and also what's the best thing that could happen? If I publish this blog post, it might help somebody, and so there was something I used to take business classes from a woman, and she would say, don't hide your brownies. Like you could be the best at what you do, but if you don't get out there and tell people about it, you can't help anyone. Nobody will ever know that you make the best brownies on earth.
That's right.
So, and I feel like that's one of the biggest places where people have fear, though, is around putting themselves out there, because you are opening yourself up to criticism.
Right. A fear of judgment also.
Yeah. And we can always put things into perspective. I had another mentor who was like, you know what, when you start getting criticism, maybe people even like haters online or something, She said, that's a good sign. That means you're reaching beyond your inner circle. You're reaching beyond people that know you and love you. And that means you're getting yourself out there. So it's actually a good sign. And people online can be mean.
That's right.
But that's a reflection of them, not you.
That's right. We need to always cultivate a positive outlook at all times.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Gael Wood, for your submission on today's topic. Now, let's talk a bit about a business. What advice will you give our new business owners, right, especially in this area of change?
My best piece of advice is to keep going. I mentor small business owners and online business owners, and what I see is people that give up too quickly. Of course, we want fast results. Of course, we want, to start making money in 2 months or 3 months, but that's sometimes not realistic. Marketing activities take a while to work sometimes. If you go to one meeting of your Chamber of Commerce and you don't get new clients, well, that's probably normal. So keep going. If you go for 6 months, people start getting to know you, then you'll start seeing the results. So I would say, have realistic expectations and don't give up too soon. Anything you're doing that's new, I would give it at least 6 months before you change gears and say, this isn't really working.
Sure. Besides, it's not that easy to build a brand, so it takes time.
It does. It takes a lot more time than we wish it would take.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Consistency and persistency is the name of the game.
Mm-hmm. And while you're doing it, take care of yourself and don't let that affect your, self-esteem and right. Everything, like right. focus on what you are doing and not on what's not happening.
That's right. That's right. You get it, Gail. Do you have any projects in the pipeline you like to share?
Any what?
Any projects you like to share?
Oh yeah, I do. So I've been writing books. In 2021, I wrote 6 books, and that was a big goal that I set. Actually, my goal was 12, so I only made it halfway. But but I have a free ebook on my website about decluttering your schedule. So it kind of takes you through the whole process of decluttering your schedule and finding time to work on the things that are important to you, to spend time with the people that are important to you. So yeah, I'd love to invite everybody to come over and get a copy of that at elevatewithgail.com.
Right. Any parting word you like to share?
I have also my other ebooks are there, my business mastermind, and then I just started a brand new project called the Monthly Challenge Club. So one way that I've started a lot of my habits that I feel like contribute to my success is by challenging myself. Like I'm going to do 10 marketing activities a day for a month. And then by the time I'm done with that, doing more marketing activities each day has become a habit. So I started the Monthly Challenge Club to create just fun challenges for people to do to get out of their comfort zone and try new things. So that's on my website as well.
Right. Now, Gail, challenging yourself and having expectations, right, on yourself. Mm-hmm. Are they interwoven? Is there any correlation?
I definitely, yeah, I think so. I think that's my personality is I like a challenge. If you tell me I can't do something, that makes me want to do it 10 times more.
All right. How about raising expectations on yourself? Is it healthy? Mm-hmm. Is it healthy?
Definitely. I think so. And I think it has to be mixed though with, if you miss a day or a couple days, just, jump right back in there. Because I think beating yourself up over not doing it is not healthy. But I think, setting challenges for yourself is very healthy. Yeah. So
thank you once again, Gael Wood. I really appreciate your submission on today's topic. And I really had a great time, I tell you. Can you provide your social media links and your website proper to my audience who like to connect?
Yeah, so on Facebook, you can find me at Gael Wood Success Coach. My website is Elevate with Gael, Gael, .com. Instagram is Elevate with Gael Wood.
Right.
So yeah, come hang out with me.
Sure.
Say hi.
We will. Wish you best of luck in all your projects, Gael.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was so nice visiting with you. I loved your questions.
Right. Like to catch up with any of my missed episodes, simply go online and search for Library to Pamela Stephen on any podcast distribution platform to bump into, and do have an amazing time. Perhaps you'd like to be a guest on Library to Pamela Stephen. You can mail me at mobileastephen.co@outlook.com. Did I come your way some other time? I need you to stay safe with all my love.
Bye. Thank you so much.